is time to talk week 13 of the NFL season. What is going on, yo? Fox Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to give you guys my picks and predictions for week 13 of the NFL season, folks. We are at that time of the year. The Thanksgiving slate is here, folks. One of my favorite slates of the year, where we get the Thanksgiving Day games on Thursday, 3 games, and then we got the regular games on Sunday. So we're going to be talking about, of course, those games. Going to be talking about the games on Sunday, and also going to give you guys a quick recap of how I did last week and my record up until this point so far. So with that being said, I don't want to wait any longer. Let's get started. So how did I do last week? Well, I'm glad you asked. I had a pretty good week, 11-3 last week. So again, I've been catching fire lately. I had a little bit of a drought in the middle of the season, but we're trending on up to finish the year off. The 3 games incorrectly picked by me. Falcons, Bucks. I thought the Falcons were going to be able to win that game, and they come out and they lay an egg, and Jameis Winston comes out and does Jameis things, throws a bunch of picks, and it looks like the Falcons are going to win. But then Matt Ryan, for some reason, can't get in the end zone, okay? And Julio Jones can't get in the end zone. So, again, don't regret it. I probably still would have picked the Falcons. Hindsight is 20/20, but that was the one. And then I really thought this one, I tricked myself because I loved the Jets. I've been picking the Jets like for the last couple of weeks, and I went against that, and I picked the Raiders against them. So I definitely regret that one. If I could go back, I would have picked the Jets, and they are showing you that they do have talent. And then finally, I got a little too cute picking the Packers over the 49ers. 49ers clearly the better team right now at home. I just thought Green Bay, would be able to come up with enough firepower to upset them. They did not. So there you have it. So my total record on the year now goes up to 108, 64-1. So 108 correctly predicted games, 64 incorrect, and 1 tie. So with that being said, there you have it with my record. Now let's move on to the Thursday games and the Sunday games. So let's start with, of course, the Thursday games. For Thanksgiving, we've got the Bears at the Lions. This one's a pretty, low-scoring game projected by Vegas. It's a 4.5-point spread. The Bears are favored. The Lions won't have Matt Stafford. They might not even have their second-string quarterback, Jeff Driscoll. They might be on to their third-string quarterback, some guy by the name of David Blau. Okay, so it is bad in Detroit right now. I have a different video to show my preview for this game, but I'm taking the Bears to win this one. They're just a better team straight up, even though they're on the road. But it shouldn't matter much because it's in the confines of a dome environment, so it should really be an advantage for the Bears, or at worst case, neutral. So I'll take the Bears. They're just a better team. They're a healthier team, okay? Let's move on to the Bills at the Dallas Cowboys. The spread is -7 in favor of the Cowboys. Now, even if I pick the Cowboys to win, I'll tell you right now, I would take the Bills to, of course, cover that 7-point spread. But you know what? No, I'm going to put my... not necessarily money, but I'm still going to put my money where my mouth is and say that the Bills, I believe, will win this game on the road in Dallas. Yes, I said it, folks. I've been telling you guys this about the Cowboys all year long. I'm not sold on them. This team has not, to my knowledge, beaten a team so far with a winning record. Okay? The Cowboys just prey on bad teams, and they lose to the good teams. Okay? Now, what does that make them? An average team. I'm not saying the Cowboys are awful, but I'm definitely not saying that they're an elite team. And the Bills are 8-3. They've got a good defense. Josh Allen has, stepped up a little bit this year. John Brown, Cole Beasley, they're having good seasons. Devin Singletary has come on as of late. I think they can go into Dallas. I think they can put up some points. Jeff Driscoll was able to move the ball in this Cowboys defense. It doesn't scare me that much. So give me Josh Allen and company to go into Jerry World and upset the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, I said it. Let's move on to the Saints at the Falcons. Not falling for this trap again. Yes, I'm picking the Saints to win this game. They're favored by 7. I'll take the 7 in that one. Yes, I am picking all 3 road teams on Thanksgiving. I just noticed that, but how can you not pick the Saints? To me, this is arguably the best team in the NFC. The Falcons might not have Julio Jones. They're inconsistent. Their defense is hit or miss. I mean, just goes on and on. This is a tricky game because the Falcons did beat the Saints a few weeks ago, but that's the thing with division games. They're always tricky. The better team still is the Saints. Don't kid yourselves, folks. So I'm going to take the Saints here, and I will take them to cover that -7. I do believe they will dominate. Let's move on to the Sunday night games. we've got the Redskins at the Panthers. Now, the Redskins picked up a victory, but it was against the Jeff Driscoll-led Detroit Lions. It's so funny. Jeff Driscoll puts up points against the Cowboys, but then he loses to the Redskins. Doesn't make any sense, but that's the NFL for you. Anyhow, Panthers are favored by 10 in this one. CMC should go nuts. Kyle Allen should have a good game. The Redskins defense is okay, nothing great. They should be able to move the ball at will here. It's in Carolina. They're in the midst of, obviously, competing for a playoff spot. They are going to go all cylinders go. DJ Moore stepped up. Give me the Panthers here. But I do believe the Redskins will cover that 10-point spread. They've been playing better as of late. Let's move on to the Jets at the Cincinnati Bengals. Andy Dalton is back in our lives, folks. Ryan Finley got benched, so it is back to the red rifle for the Cincinnati Bengals. As for AJ Green, we don't know if he's going to play, but this is in Cincy. They're playing the Jets, the red-hot New York Jets, who I told you it's a talented team, folks. They just needed to stay healthy, and now they're clicking on all cylinders. Sam Darnold's playing well, Le'Veon Bell, Crowder, Anderson, even their tight end, Ryan Griffin. I mean, my God, the Jets are on fire right now, and I expect it to continue. The Bengals are awful, folks. Le'Veon Bell should have a good game. They can't stop anybody, even more so through the run than the pass, but even through the pass, they don't scare me, folks. So to me, give me the Jets in this one. The Bengals got lit up by Duck Hodges, the second-string quarterback for the Steelers, okay? Give me the Jets in this one. I'll take the 3.5 points. Let's move on to the Titans at the Colts. Man, do I hate when the Titans are on schedule because I can never get this team right. I did pick them last week to win, but I'm never sure about the Titans. And the Colts are another team like that. Again, when I'm kind of torn like this, I tend to lean with Vegas. They're favoring the Colts by 2.5 in this one. So I'll take the Colts to win this game. But they are going to be without Marlon Mack. Jonathan Williams has played well in his stead. But if there's one thing I know about the Titans is that they're inconsistent. Even though Ryan Tannehill's played well, Derrick Henry's played well, I'll take the Colts here. The 2.5 points, I'll take the Titans to cover that just because, again, I'm not confident. I'm just not. Let's move on to the 49ers at the Ravens. This is the game of the week, folks. Everybody is waiting for this game. Lamar Jackson versus the San Francisco 49ers and that vaunted defense. The 49ers obviously only have one loss on the year. The Baltimore Ravens have been red hot, and Lamar Jackson is just embarrassing people right now. It's him and Russell Wilson for MVP right now, folks. And Lamar might be in the lead, okay? They're at home. They're favored by 6. I'm not betting against Lamar Jackson. He's too hot right now. He's just, again, he's making people look silly, but I will take the 6 points in favor of the 49ers to cover. I still want to give them that respect. So I do think the 49ers will cover. That's a lot for a team that is 10-1, and you want to favor the other team by 6. So I'll take the points if I'm the 49ers, but the Ravens will still win this game. Let's move on to the Bucs at the Jaguars. It's a 1-point spread in favor of the Jaguars, and they might need to go back to Minshew Mania because Nick Foles is not getting it done here. And I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and that offense with Jameis Winston, Mike Evans, and Chris Godwin to win this week against the Jaguars. Like I said, folks, Nick Foles, I don't know what's happened. He might just not have enough juice left. Who knows? But it's not been working for them. Tampa Bay can come in, put up points. Jaguars defense doesn't really scare me that much. So I'll take the Bucs here in a straight up upset. Let's move on to the Eagles at the Dolphins. A spread is -9 in favor of Philly. Boy, do they need this game. Philly is reeling. They're hurt. They're dealing with injuries. And they get what the doctor ordered, a matchup with the Miami Dolphins. Even though it's on the road, they should be able to win this game. The Dolphins, as we all know, are absolutely terrible. Give me the Eagles. It's a 9-point spread. I might be tempted to take the Dolphins to cover. You know what? I'll just take them to cover. But the Eagles win this one. Let's move on to the Green Bay Packers at the New York Football Giants. The spread is -6.5 in favor of the Packers, who are on the road. And I still don't think that's enough. The Packers should be mad, angry, and take out all that frustration from last week's awful loss to the 49ers, especially for Aaron Rodgers, who only put up like 100 passing yards. And he should destroy this New York Giants secondary. I expect a big game from Aaron Rodgers and company, and I'll take them to cover that 6.5-point spread. And let's move on now to the Cleveland Browns at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, this is the rematch of the first one, where we obviously remember Mason Rudolph in the Myles Garrett fight. This should be a very heated match. I'm predicting a low-scoring affair here. Duck Hodges, the new quarterback, Devlin Hodges, for the Pittsburgh Steelers after Mason Rudolph deservedly got benched. I'm still taking the Cleveland Browns here on the road. I don't trust the second-string quarterback for the Steelers. Their defense is good, but the Browns are clicking. OBJ, Jarvis, Baker, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt's been a revelation for them. They're clicking right now. They should be able to keep this up. I expect the Browns to win this one. They're favored by 1.5. I'll take that 1.5. Let's move on to the Rams and the Cardinals. And boy, what has happened to the Rams, folks? I swear the NFL is so funny every year. It's like, oh, you can never stop Sean McVay, who's a genius, and Jared Goff, best young quarterback, and now look at them, okay? Same thing like last year was Mahomes, now it's Lamar Jackson. It's a cycle, folks. If it ain't one thing, it's the other. But the Rams and Jared Goff, they look like a shell of themselves, but they're playing the Arizona Cardinals. Spread is -3 in favor of the Rams. I'm tempted to pick the Cardinals, folks, because Jared Goff looks awful. He looks bad, folks. I mean, my God. But I'm going to trust Sean McVay to somehow hide Jared Goff, run the football, and just find a way to get this dub. I'm sorry. It's tough, man. I can't expect them to cover the 3. I'll take the Cardinals to cover that, but I'll take the Rams. I'm not confident at all in this one, okay? Let's move on to the Raiders at the Kansas City Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and company at home against the Raiders, who are doing much better than people predicted. This is a huge game for divisional purposes. Chiefs are favored by 10 in this one. I'll take the 10 and I'll take the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is going to go absolutely berserk. He destroys the Raiders every time he plays them. This time will be no different. He knows what's on the line. The team knows what's on the line. Give me the Chiefs, in this one. Let's move on to the Chargers at the Broncos. This one's an easy one for me. Chargers are favored by 2.5. I'll take that. I would take it if it's a 3-4 point spread. I think the Chargers will win this game fairly easily. I expect Brandon Allen to get benched. Drew Lock should be the new starting quarterback for the Broncos. Their offense is awful. It's atrocious. They put up 3 points against the Buffalo Bills. I don't trust this team. Yes, I will take the Chargers, who are inconsistent as well, over the Broncos, who are awful, okay? So let's move on to the night game. We've got the Patriots at the Texans. This should be a very good game. Spread is -3 in favor of New England. And as much as I like Deshaun Watson and company, folks, the Patriots are a different beast. I expect them to come out here and put up a great game plan on how to attack this Texans defense, which is not very good. Though I do expect the Texans offense to come out and put up points, but we're talking about playing the #1 defense in the NFL. So the difference for me in this game is the Patriots have the best defense in the NFL. Texans have an average to below average defense. And if you're taking that into account and both offenses are around the same, then you would take the Patriots. So I'll take the Patriots here. They're favored by 3. I think that's fine. I'll take them to cover that. So give me the Patriots in the night game. And finally, Monday Night Football, the Seahawks at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Seahawks are favored by 3 in this one. This should be a great game. The Seahawks need this game. Russell Wilson needs this game, folks. If Russell Wilson is paying attention, and I'm sure he is, to Lamar Jackson, he needs a big game on Monday Night Football to showcase that he is the MVP. Because right now it's like right here. Lamar might be slightly in the lead, but if Russell Wilson wants to win, he needs this game. He needs to win this game. The 49ers are, of course, ahead in the standing, so this is a huge game for the division as well. So I expect the Seahawks to come out with a lot of fire and Russell Wilson to absolutely go off in this one. I know the Vikings defense is good, but they haven't been that great this season, and I expect this to be a high-scoring game, but I'm taking Russell Wilson over Kirk Cousins and company. Give me the Seahawks in this one. I will take the Seahawks, but I do think the Vikings will cover that 3-point spread. So there you have, folks, my picks and predictions for every single game in Week 13. If you guys like that video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe as always. Thanks for watching, and have a happy Thanksgiving.